An update on Omar Khadr's real victims. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.media. I want to say thank you to you, the audience, because less than a week ago, we launched a fundraising campaign to try and raise $1 million for the real victims of Omar Khadr, the confessed terrorist, the convicted terrorist that was awarded $10.5 million by Justin Trudeau and his Liberal government without even a word of testimony being heard in the civil trial that Khadr had launched against the government. So we said, let's try and raise a tenth of that. Let's try and raise $1 million for the children of Sergeant Christopher Speer to show that Canadians care, that they're not on board with that. And so far, as I speak, we've raised a little over $125,000. We have a long way to go. Are we going to make the cut? I don't know. It's a big ask. It's an ambitious ask, but it's one that I think we still can. This money so far has been raised exclusively through the audience of the Rebel.media and our friends in talk radio. Outside of Joe Warmington's column in the Toronto Sun, the only time this gets mentioned in the mainstream media is to deride it, to say, why now? What are you doing this for? That's horrible. They denounce it in the rest of the media. Joe wrote a great column in the Sun, and that helped. But outside of that, well, we've had help from a lot of American media, Glenn Beck, Dana Loesch, Pat and Stu, Stephen Crowder, Mike Opelka, Jeffy, all of these different radio hosts having me on their programs to tell the story and let folks know what's really going on. Across Canada, I've been on with Jerry Agar, with Tom McConnell, Andrew Lawton, with John Gormley, and with Phil Johnson out in Kelowna. All of these hosts giving me time to be able to tell the story and let folks know what's happening. And basically, it's talk radio and the Rebel that have raised this money so far. It's a tremendous amount of money that will go a long way to helping the Speer kids, Taryn and Tanner. It's not going to replace their dad. That was never the intention. That can't happen, but it's there. Now, let me give you a couple of updates that show why this is needed. Just today, a Toronto judge rejected the appeal by Tabitha Speer and Lane Morris through their lawyers to freeze Omar Khadr's assets. They wanted to freeze this settlement money to make sure that he couldn't, whisk it away somewhere, put it in an offshore account, put it in a trust, put it in a corporation, give it to his jihadi-loving family members, all of that. The judge said no. Now, that doesn't mean it's the end of the road for Tabitha Speer or Lane Morris. They're still going to get to go to court and seek to enforce their court order from Utah that says they're owed $134 million from Omar Khadr. If that is enforced even partially, they will get some of the money. If it hasn't been put in some sort of safe vehicle with the, this is the part the Americans really don't get when I tell them about it. If, because of Trudeau's head start that he gave him on purpose, government lawyers working hand in glove with Khadr's lawyers, if he hasn't already put it somewhere, that the lawsuit can't touch it. Couple of other things that I can tell you. You've seen the apology letter, full page ad in the Toronto Sun from a concerned Canadian who just doesn't want his name out there, but wanted folks to know that not all Canadians stand with that. That coming out just after the Angus Reid poll showed that 71% of Canadians, including 61% of Liberal voters and 64% of New Democrat voters, thought the government shouldn't have settled, that they should have gone to court and fought Khadr in his lawsuit. And just a final note, maybe this should have been the headline, I don't know. Prime Minister Stephen Harper, I can confirm, has reached out to both the Morris and Speer families to offer his personal apology. He spoke with Lane Morris on Wednesday. Not sure exactly when he was able to speak to Tabitha Speer. I know he has reached out. Hopefully that has happened already, but offering his personal apology for the settlement with Omar Khadr that Justin Trudeau offered, the $10.5 million, because he wanted them to know that, like most Canadians, he's not on board with this. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a long way to go to reach our goal of $1 million, but with your help, I'm sure that we can do this. If you've already given, can you give a little bit more? Can you give an extra $10, an extra $25? You know your financial situation. If you can't, I completely understand. Giving until it hurts, well, you can only do that so much. But if you've already given, have you spread the word about this? Have you put spearkids.com into your Facebook status update? Have you spread the word on Twitter, by email? Have you told your friends and family? This isn't something that's going to divide you and your family at a dinner party. The overwhelming majority of Canadians are outraged by this. So let's show the Speer family some love. Let's show them that not everyone's on board with that $10.5 million. I want to thank you again for all the support you've given so far, and thank you for your help in allowing us to get to this position. If you like the Rebel video you just watched, make sure you never miss another one again. Click here to subscribe, but more importantly, share this video on your social media feeds.